Yo, what's good, y'all? No Mercy, Trap New York shit. NoMercyTV.com, man. Uh, y'all know why we here. Man, listen, I know y'all done watched that Norbes Untold Truth. Shouts to Chris Unbiased, just put that out last night. I know over the night it had got flagged. I think by Rapmatic. You know they had a Chris Unbiased had used a clip of Chess basically stating that Norbes was the one that brought him in. You know, this was part of when Norbes was talking about, you know, all the different talents and stuff that he brought in. Which basically proves part of his worth to URL, you know, that he did bring in like a good chunk of their roster and everything. And so Chris was using clips to like he used a clip from Chess, he used one from Geechee, and he used one from somebody else from Cortez. You know, so they was just, you know, laying it all out. And I guess Rapmatic, they might have felt the way about their footage being used. I don't know if maybe Chess had an issue because, you know, Chess is URL. So, you know, of course they're not going to want people who's involved in URL to be helping Norbes' case, basically. You know, so, but it was flagged and taken down, and Chris put it back up. You feel me? So, and what I told Chris a little while ago, I was just telling him, like, yo, use the YouTube editor. I think with the YouTube editor, if you fixing up your videos, you don't lose views and all that. So, you know, and it's still basically the same link. So it don't have to be looking like, yo, the video got flagged or got removed and, you know, shit like that. So, but, we here, man. We here. We gonna talk about this shit because, man, oh, man, it's a lot to unpack. When my wife has, like, kind of like a strong disdain for somebody and she watches something like that and kind of flips her stance on someone, not completely flips, but kind of is a little more understanding of certain things. Yeah, because one thing about me and my wife is one thing I love about her, that she's a great judge of character. Like, you know, we really look at people for who they are. We're not blindsided by like fame and money and numbers and views and likes. It's like, nah, who are you at the root as a person? You understand? Like, that's what really means something. And you know, when I was having my issues with Norbes and, you know, the things that he was doing involving the trap, she seen how it was. She seen, you know, how it was for me to be trying to build a business and to be dealing with somebody that is basically trying to block a certain aspect of it, you know. And me personally, it's not one of them things where it's like, yo, I'm thinking about this shit day in and day out. But she sees the times where, you know, I'm trying to make certain things happen and it's just giving me a hard time. And I'm just like, damn, like, yo, I'm trying to do this, that, and the third, but because of this nigga, that can't happen. So, you know, she knows about those times where, you know, just hitting them roadblocks. You know, and she knew how pissed I was at the time and the things that I wanted to do, you know. So she had her own way of feeling about Norm, just in terms of, like, you know, the mind state that his actions put me in. But, you know, she watched it along with me. We watched the whole thing from beginning to end together last night, and by the end of it, she seemed to be, you know, just a little more on some, okay, I see why he did certain things. You understand? So pop in here, pop in. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Pull up to the comments. I'm waiting for y'all. Well, I'm not waiting for y'all, but you know how we doing this stream, man. Where all my guys at? I know it's a Sunday. Niggas is probably still sleeping. At 11 on a Sunday, or some of y'all might be in church. If y'all are in church getting right and not watching the stream, salute to y'all. You feel me? Like, I definitely gotta respect the church aspect. But my thing is this. I know some of y'all not even in church. Some of y'all just cold sleep. You feel me? But y'all will see this on a replay anyway. You feel me? So, and y'all know I don't even really be going live like that on Sundays. But I felt like I definitely had to speak about this. So give me 1 second. Let me share the live. Y'all already know how I do. Share the live to our social media while people popping. You know, if y'all notice on the channel, I've been condensing some of my streams and cutting them down into parts, because I know my stream, that stream from Friday was 2 hours. I was not expecting to be live for 2 hours. I was not like, I do not go live for that long. I don't want to be one of them bloggers that like just be sitting on live like 8 hours a day. Like I can't do that. I don't have time to do that. You feel me? But I just happen to have so much more time at my disposal this Friday because I didn't really have too much to do until a little later on. So, you know, that's why we was busting it up, having a good time. We was wilding on the chat Friday. My chat was going stupid crazy. Like everybody was just like wilding. I'm like, yo, y'all are different. You feel me? But I ain't gonna hold you. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing this. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. You know, when it comes to this YouTube shit, like it's more about, do you enjoy doing what you do? Like you should never be a slave to social media. Like if I didn't enjoy going live, I wouldn't be doing it. You feel me? Like and I appreciate everybody that does donate and things of that nature. But that, like, it's a little motivating to know that you get paid, you know, to do something. But overall, I just enjoy, you know, my audience and my people who hear and, you know, interact with me and stuff like that. So, Frankie Izzo, you think Norb's going to get paid? Yes, he is. He's definitely going to get paid. He's definitely going to get paid. You got to remember, they sat down and had a meeting. At the end of this meeting, Smack said, yo, we're going to come up with a number and get back to you. So, and the funny thing is, I could have sworn, I don't know if maybe I'm bugging, but I could have sworn Smack said that in an interview after the Norbes firing thing. I could have sworn Smack said that, like, yo, I could have sworn, I don't know if it was Hip Hop is Real or 15 Minutes of Fame. I could have sworn he said that shit in the interview. Unless I'm bugging. It wasn't like he didn't like go into no long drawn out thing about it, but I could have sworn he said something like real quick, like, yeah, shout out to Norbes, he's going on his next ventures, whatever, we're gonna come to a number and then that's gonna be that. Like he said it quick like that on that type time. Okay, I know I'm not bugging. So, but once you say those words, we're gonna come to a number. Once you say that publicly, that's admission that you owe some money. So, you know, that right there can get played in court. Because at that point, you basically agree that you owe this man something, so he has to get paid. At that point, he has to. That's the lock. That locks it in. You feel me? So, hold on. We talking Norbes Untold Truth. Pull up. But Frankie Izzo, what you got popping for this Sunday? What's going on? What you getting into today? Talk to me. Who else in the chat, man? Where the rest of y'all at? I see it's a nice little number of people watching. Pull up in the comments. What y'all got to say? Unless it's them trolls that be coming to my streams that hit the dislike button and be out. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't supposed to go on Facebook. That's supposed to go on Twitter. But, my fault, y'all. Give me 1 second. Where else? Alright, Facebook and Twitter. That's really the main ones. Oh yeah, let me hit Instagram too. Because Instagram definitely is a good, Alright, so, last night, Chris Unbiased drops the Norbes Untold Truth. Now, we had seen parts of it when we watched his return documentary, right? Explaining his situation. And in the first in them 5 minutes that Chris had put out, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be heavy. Because he was already dropping little clips of Norbes going into stuff that a lot of people wasn't familiar with. You know, in this Untold Truth, he basically detailed his time at URL. Now, let me tell you, it was no filler here. There was no filler. There was nothing that was like, I didn't really need to know that. Like, no. Everything in this blog was important. Everything was important, you know. What I will say, right, is there was some stuff that I caught that I'm not going to speak on that was like, oh, okay. Because you hear about certain things and then you think back, well, wait a minute. This happened after that happened. And I'm like, oh, so that's what's going on. But I'm not going to go any further than that. But Ed, my guy, what's going on? But I do feel like let's talk about specific parts. Now, in terms of his relationship with Chico, yo, I don't know what was up in him and Chico. Him and Chico, for some reason, did not like each other, yo. This is going to be an interesting situation going forward. Yes, it definitely is. It definitely is because, man, for one, he threw Chico all the way under the bus. Like, for some reason, he ain't rock. Him and Chico ain't rock with each other. I don't know why. The feeling that I got in terms of Chico was that like the way Norbes made it seem like was like Chico was trying to like sun him. Like, he made it seem like it was Norbes, Smack, and Norbes made it seem like it was Beasley, Smack, and Chico in terms of like the main trio, and Norbes was just like an add-on or like a just a guy doing, you know, a whole bunch of other shit. And Norbes was going hard for that brand, man. Norbes was going hard, and he was going the hardest in terms of just like the public being on interviews and shit like that. I guess you could say Norbes was kind of like playing defense in a way. You understand? Like, he was the one that would hit the ground to respond to everything else that was going on. But it seemed like they didn't really show him that love for doing that. You know, just in terms of like when he brought up how he never heard Smack really like show him like no super wild love on camera. You know what I mean? Like, he never heard Smack be like, yo, shout out to Norbes, blah, blah, blah. That Mayweather shit. Yeah. That Mayweather thing was really, that was an eye-opener for me. I'm going to give URL to the end of 2021. He really let niggas hold him for that. Here's the thing, right? The Mayweather situation. Man, it pains me to say this. Smack did some bullshit with that. Smack definitely did some bullshit with that. Damn it, man. What's good? Smack did some bullshit, man. Smack did some bullshit. Norbes placed that call for Mayweather to come out to Summer Madness, and Smack took all credit for it. Me personally, the way it was being put out, I thought Smack put that play together. I thought he hit up Floyd. I'm even thinking Floyd might have invested in the event or whatever. Like, that just, Norbes explaining that whole situation just killed everything for me. I'm like, oh, so that's what happened. Like, that was definitely dirty. That was definitely dirty. And then him outside, oh, legends respect legends. I had to check in like, what? That is just like, nah, that's 100% wrong. That was, so you going off one side of the story. What do you mean going off one side of the story? I'm going off the information that was presented. You got something that says that Smack called Mayweather? That's one of the laws of power. Let others do the work and take the credit. Yo, them books like that are really like kind of crazy. The way they detail shit. Them narcissistic ass books, 48 Laws of Power and all of that. Like, come on, man. Vacat 31 or however you pronounce your name. What you mean going off one side of the story? Like, you see another side being presented? You think Smack gonna do a Untold Truth or an interview disputing those claims or whatever? Like, come on. Norbes don't got no reason to lie about nothing like that. Why would he? Like, out of all the stuff that URL done did, he could have lied about the Drake shit. He could have lied about a whole bunch of other things. You think he had to lie about that Floyd Mayweather shit? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's not be on that type time. Also, I'm gonna say, I'm not saying Norbes is lying, but I don't believe some of his parts. He ignored about the twerk situation. I'm gonna get into that. But what's up?
Where you got that shirt from?
Yo, I just haven't worn it in a while. And you interrupted my live stream. I'm here talking about the Norbes Untold truth. And the Floyd Mayweather and what's her name? So what's up? Come on.
No, I
you're not? Oh, so you interrupted me and you're not even gonna join in. But anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, this Mayweather does have Smack looking shaky. Yeah, it does. It does. If somebody gonna comment you going over one side of the story, like Norbes got to lie about that Mayweather shit. Yo, people are crazy. But I don't think Norbes lying about that. But what I will say is that's some bullshit. That is definitely some bullshit. Like, that, for Smack to take credit for that and he didn't put that together, like, that's some bullshit. You feel me? Now, in terms of the twerk incident.
Hi, everybody. Just wanted to step in and say hi. Enjoy.
But yeah, in terms of the twerk situation, I don't know what he was alluding to when he was saying what he said, it takes two to tango. Yeah. That kind of was like, what is he implying by that? Like, was he implying it was a two-way street, or like that? I want more clarification on that. I definitely want more clarification on that. I think he was lying about all the times they had partner meetings. I don't think he's not gonna lie about partner meetings, but I mean, lie about what? Like, if they're gatherings where all four of them are in attendance, it don't matter if it's in a Facebook group chat or if it's in a text message. It's a meeting. You feel me? Where they're, discussing plans for the brand. Like, that's a partner meeting in any facet, whether it's in person, whether it's through social media, like however it is. You know what I mean? But in terms of that twerk shit, I did feel like he was alluding to something on some. I don't know, and that's for them to hash out or discuss or however. But when I heard that, I was just like, the shot he took at drugs was kind of crazy. I when I seen that, I was like, come on, Norbes. Like, first of all, drugs are hothead. You know how he responds to shit like that, and it's like, if you're not ready to like really defend yourself in case like drugs decides to take that situation away from battle rap, come on, man. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of unnecessary. You feel me? But I mean, shit, maybe he's just brave. You feel me? But what else, man? What else? He kept saying partner like it was super clear, but it sounds like they didn't have any agreement. See, that's what the situation would have to be based on. It would have to be based on, now, if you say agreement, you're probably meaning like agreement on paper, which that's what it seemed like. It definitely seemed like there was no agreement on paper. But at the same time, if you're still an asset to the situation and you're bringing in certain things of value to help build the brand, you kind of don't really need paperwork. You really just need to be able to prove that you brought these things in and it helped to further the empire. As long as you got that's concrete. Listen, them 3 clips that Chris Unbiased played saying that Norbes helped, bring them in or whatever. You think there's not more that Norbes have? You think Norbes don't have like screenshots, Facebook posts, Twitter posts, other interviews and blogs? Like, a lot of shit is gonna come out when they have to take this to trial. A lot of stuff is gonna come out. There's gonna be a whole lot more. So I'm pretty sure that you think that's all of it. Like, come on, yo, come on. There's a whole bunch of shit that's the audio that he played from P. I was like, What? Now, this is the thing. In terms of the audio, it wasn't like all the way legible, and I couldn't make out everything that P was saying. But all that did was seem like it was like, yo, P just knew that there was a separation in terms of URL and Norbes. Like, it just seemed like he knew about it preemptively. You feel what I'm saying? So that's all I really got from that. And salute to P, because I rock with P heavy. I remember early on, probably like 2015, P had reached out and did like a fan flyer for us, like a fan made flyer for one of our events. It was the Gyms and Clean Paper joint, and from that I could just tell like P was just like a genuine fan of what was going on. You understand? So I never really got no bad vibes from P. Like, listen, everybody in battle rap that's staff, niggas are going to complain about something. You understand? Like, niggas are going to complain about something. Niggas are going to complain about shit that's not even worth complaining about. You understand? So there's certain things where it's like, okay, he might be doing this wrong or that wrong, but overall, I don't feel like P is one of those people that like intentionally comes off to try and be on some BS. You understand what I'm saying? So, the Harry situation. Listen, the fact that Harry was in what he said, Harry was in a restaurant, he's starving, and Smack is trying to give Mook more money and all that. I'm like, damn. In front of his face, like, that's crazy. And they said he had already put up like 400,000. That was it's funny, and I'm not the pocket watching guy, right? But I'm not gonna hold y'all. I did look at that Summer Impact card, and I was kind of wondering, how much money did they spend on this? Because that was a lot of people, yo. That was a lot of people for one card. Like, when you look at that flyer and you see all of those faces, that is a lot of people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of battle rap fans coming out. Like, that is, that's an expensive card. Off rip, you can look at it and see money. You look at it and you say, yo, somebody put a lot of bread into this. You feel me? And the fact that they did that, and dude was just sitting there mad that they was like, just throwing away his money, I guess you could say, is just like, man, like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And listen, when he was talking about, Harry being hungry, you know what I took that as? Like, I guess most people took it as, the financial aspect of it, or him being broke. No, I felt like Harry was hungry because he kept seeing that his money was going down the drain, and he didn't know how to say nothing to niggas. Like, yo, he want to give, he want to do something for this culture. He want to help put money into URL, but he's just looking because like the thoughts is going through his mind. He don't like, when you are going through situations like that, you don't care to eat at that moment. Like, you're so stressed, you're so angry that you're just caring about like, yo, what is happening to my money? Like, that's what type time I felt like he was on when I heard that story. And when I'm listening to that, I'm like, no, he's not hungry because he can't like afford to buy a slice of pizza or nothing like that. No, he's sitting over there fuming mad, trying to figure out how he's going to get all his money back. So that's really, that was true for that was on the phone, because I was like, yo, who is that? I didn't recognize the person. You feel me? Like, that damn near looked like Dre from Champion. I thought that was him, but that was true for, okay. But Norbes investing money does make it look like a partnership. An employee don't put money in, but look, it's not even just about the money. It's about bringing the talent to the table. If you're going to all of these different events and you're recruiting talent and you're bringing them to URL, and now that same talent is on Caffeine, a company that's corporate, and saying that they brought in hundreds of millions in funding, you helped build that. You definitely helped build that. You have a strong hand in it. So in terms of money, Norbes has a he has rights to get paid. Like when he say he feel entitled, yeah, he's definitely entitled to something. He's definitely entitled. Like you can't even dispute that at this point. The number is really just, you know, the main it's really gonna be the main issue. You understand? So I'd be more worried about tax evasion and all that IRS ish. If I was URL, they'll recover from the Norbes payout. Here's the thing, right? In terms of the IRS stuff, you never know how that kind of shit is going just because it is a huge business. I would assume that they do have their stuff, you know, handled, because when you're dealing with a big company like that, money going in, money going out, you kind of have that. Like I have my tax stuff in place in terms of my YouTube stuff. You feel me? Like my camera and the space that I use to film and like that kind of stuff. So if I'm doing it at this level, I would hope that they're doing it at their level. Like if they're just running this big URL and this is technically a multi-million-dollar company in terms of, you know, all of the money that they make and all the money that they pay out, they should have their tax stuff lined up. You understand? So Harry couldn't get a slice of pizza. He didn't buy his own damn slice. Saying because other people spending his bread. Yep, Noah sound like a bitter baby. I mean, of course it's gonna come off as bitter. Of course you're gonna think, especially if you don't like the guy, you're gonna think he's bitter. But nah, I just think he wants what he's owed. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that does make you a partner. That it don't matter how you feel. Vacant 31. It don't matter how you personally feel about Norbes. What we're not gonna do here is shit on him just in terms of the business aspect. You know, you could think he a scumbag all you want. Like that's, he kind of is. You feel me? Like, and he's proven such in, you know, different cases. But he's definitely had his scumbag moments. But in terms of business, you can't deny what he brought to the table in terms of URL. Like when he says like he brought them 90% of their roster, that's not, oh, somebody's making you go work. No, that's you contributing to a brand. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to separate your disdain for that man from the actual work that he put in and what he contributed. You understand? Like who else was going to come to Trap New York and get Prez Mafia and Dot and Show Off and Excel and Jims and all these other guys that he picked up? Who else was going to go to We Go Hard and pick up all the people he picked up from there? Chess, Wavy. Like Beasley and Smack wasn't doing it. Chico wasn't doing it. So you had to have somebody else that is willing to do that. You feel me? And while Norbes is bringing them all the talent, and you know what's another thing? I kind of figured this already from just how my mind works, but when he was laying out how the PGs were created, it was a financial thing. You understand? Like I kind of figured that myself. You know, in terms of like, oh, the bars over names and blah blah blah. That still don't make you a partner. That makes you an A&R. No. It makes you an A&R. You think you got to get your mind out of like this little box that it's in, because what that shows me is like the only thing you're trying to compare it to is like the music industry. No, that does not make you an A&R. It makes you a contributor to their business, no matter how you slice it. Does he have paperwork saying that he is hired as an A&R and that he's given a salary to be an A&R? Because from what it sounds like, he didn't have a salary, so he's not an A&R. You can't. I gotta stop with these terrible analogies. He's not an A&R, bro. He is not. He's a scout. The same way you have NBA scouts that go to the Rucker and all these other places to and all these colleges and shit like that to scout talent. That's what he was doing. You feel me? So, and I'm pretty sure scouts get paid a lot of money. You know, so you can be like a GM, that's an employee. I didn't know Harry owned Watch Battle Live, and I thought that was Avril's company. No, you know what's crazy? I thought Watch Battle Live was Beasley's company, because when you pay for your pay-per-view, I think through PayPal, it's a certain company that shows up like Supreme or something, Supreme Records or something like that. I thought that maybe Beasley owned that or something like that. That might just be a name that they happen to put down, but you know, He named 36 battlers when he said yep to all those names. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's more than that. You feel what I'm saying? So they can't have their tax stuff right. If they did, what would show who had what role? See, that would be the issue. This is the thing. When I'm saying tax stuff, right? I'm thinking just in terms of expenses and stuff like that, and whatever account they may use to pay for everything, and whatever account the stuff is going into. When you have that big of a cash flow, you have to have your tax stuff right. You feel what I'm saying? So, or who knows, if Harry's the one, he's the investor and he's the one putting out all the money and the money's going back to him, the taxes might be under his shit. You feel me? So it'll be hard to tell. They're not owners, they scouts, if you put it like that. That's what I'm saying. KG the Poet went off on, a lot of people had a lot to say. And I'm not, surprised. There's a lot of people that were referenced in this blog. You feel me? From Jay Murda, you got the Chess interview in there, you got the Geechee interview in there, Cortez, you got Math, you got Rex, who was brought up a couple of times. P was brought up, KG was brought up, it was a lot of them. Oh yeah, there's many more. There's way more people that he scooped that didn't get mentioned. But I know Debo was going off about the Jazz thing. Now, what I took from Norbes in terms of Jazz was that he's the one that got her URL debut. You feel me? So I don't know if Debo is pretty much countering that. Maybe he worked his particular magic to try and get Jazz over. I don't know, but I do know at the time Norbes was like, I guess, quote unquote, managing Jazz. So I'm not sure if Norbes was the one that, because what was Jazz debut URL battle? It was the QB battle, I think. I was there for that. And I mean, shit, he's saying he brought her over. Debo saying otherwise, so we're gonna have to see. We gonna need a Debo untold truth. You feel me? Debo gonna definitely need his own sit down request with Chris. I'm not sure how cool they are. Shit, maybe that's something. If I gotta make that happen, then I'll make it happen. But Debo definitely need his own joint. You feel me? He definitely need his own. Like me and him did the podcast together, which was a dope, entertaining podcast. If y'all get a chance, go check out me and Debo sat down, NoMercyTV Podcast. But we got a lot of his history. We got a lot of his history with King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, etc. But Norbes was her manager at the time. Wasn't he pushing her music? He might have been, but Jazz never put out a lot of music. People get on Jazz about that, like, yo, why you ain't put out this project? Why you ain't put out no music? So I'm not sure, but that's why I'm saying I'm not just going off one side of the story. Well, it depends on what parts of the story you're referring to. You feel me? Like, there's certain stuff that I feel definitely needs to be clarified by maybe Beasley, maybe Smack. Chico, I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch that and he probably want to fight. You feel me? Because Norbes pretty much try to pack him up. You know what I mean? So he was going to say something about any female. But I don't know what Norbes' role was. Yo, that Ill Will part, son, I had to pause the documentary when that came on because that shit had me rolling. Like, yo, I couldn't stop crying. Yo, Ill Will did an Instagram video talking about, yo, what if URL would have fired Norbes in the trailer? And then he started doing the Beasley voice, like, 10 years ago. Like, yo, that had me dying, son. That was crazy. That was crazy. Bro, I still don't know what Chico looked like. He showed pictures of Chico. But, you know what? I don't think I've never seen Chico in person. If I did, because I've been to numerous URL events, but I don't think I ever, like, really, seen dude or came across him. Like, he never introduced himself to me. I never introduced myself to him. So I really don't know what dude looked like. So I'm not sure. Norbes lied when he said he never watched the fight footage. Yeah. I would have to think Norbes is fronting on that, because how you don't... Come on, Norbes, you ain't watched the fight footage. when you have a lawsuit after all of this BS, you damn right. I'm watching every second of that because I need to know what to show my lawyers as far as what else I can throw in this lawsuit. You damn right. I'd have watched that footage a million times. He bugging. You filing a lawsuit? You mean to tell me you ain't watched the fight footage that you was in? Man, listen. I mean, unless he just sent it straight to his lawyers or whatever, but it's hard to believe that he didn't watch that fight footage. You have to. When you're suing a company and a situation like that happened on their watch or on their premises, oh yeah, you definitely adding that to a lawsuit. So yeah, if he really didn't watch it, then he's wilding. He is wilding. You feel me? But Chico mad because Norbes was the outside guy getting to it. Here's the thing, like, being that we never seen Chico speak or anything like that, it's hard to really say what his position was. You feel me? So I wouldn't even try to like put on him like how he might have felt and shit like that, because now that's something that's one-sided. You feel me? Because we getting Norbes speaking on Chico, but we never got Chico. We never even heard him speak, so we don't even know how he really feel about it. So that video was streaming crazy in every group and every social media for like 2 weeks. Yeah, that shit was going crazy. I need Rum Nitty to confirm no story. I saw more clips of that fight than the twerk battle. Yeah, I believe he saw it. You feel what I'm saying? So who knows? But it was an eye opening video, man. It was definitely an eye opening video. They definitely, I'm not gonna say took advantage, but I do feel it was basically a thing where it's like, all right, we got this guy here doing this. We're gonna keep him around until we can't keep him around no more. You understand? So Norbes is definitely taking a lot of unnecessary bullets for them guys. You feel me? And part of that, I'm not gonna hold you, son. When they were showing the clips of all the times like Norbes was showing love to Smack and stuff like that, I don't know. I felt like Norbes was like, how can I say? You gotta know when the love is not being reciprocated. Oh, today's his born day? Oh shit! Happy birthday! I definitely gotta hit him and tell him that. But I definitely didn't know today was his b-day. But with something like that, man, when the love's not being reciprocated, you gotta realize that and not be going so far out on the ledge for certain people. You feel me? Like, it's only so long you're going to be, rocking with somebody heavy before you realize, like, they don't have the same love for you. And for Norbes to be down, what was it, pretty much about 10 years, and not see that, it's like, that's crazy. Only time I seen them show Norbes love was when they kicked him out. That's foul. That's foul. If that's the only time you ever seen them show the nigga love, you feel me? Like, I could picture Smack saying, let's go outside and see who get the most love and picks from the people. That's kind of crazy. That's I don't even know how much stock to put into that, because that sounds wild. Like, it's crazy. That's something we used to do growing up. Like, we'd go to 125th and be on some, who could walk down both sides of the street and bag the most girls. Like, we used to do stuff like that. But, so I kind of get that being a thing, but I don't know. Like, who knows? Smack might just be one of them people that he gets joy out of that, out of just people walking up to him and getting that love and that type of shit. So there's some people who live off that. There's some people who, like, that's their motivation to even live. Like, the fact that people are showing them so much love and stuff like that. Man, listen, I'm from the trenches. Like, I appreciate it, but I don't like put too much stock in it, because you'll never know. The wrong person come up you blinded by them, by you thinking that they trying to show you love and they really trying to get close so they can do some bullshit to you. So, you know, I'm one of them people that even the one time I got in the Uber pool and I ran across somebody that, you know, recognized me or whatever, I was still on guard. Like, you know, I appreciate the fact that you know me from battle rap, but at the same time, like, I don't know what you got that you might be trying to do. So, you know, I'm still on full tilt. Like, I appreciate it. My antennas is up. You feel me? Just in case nigga try to do something. You feel me? So, you know, facts, no much mercy. The tunnel day, Harlem. But so you never know. But what else did he touch on, man? It was a lot, man. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's stand by the state building, man. Listen, you know the state building, man. The state building was definitely one of them. For some reason, 7th Ave used to be where all the chicks came by. Like, I don't know why. But well, that's old shit anyway. But that was definitely one of them spots. The state building was definitely one of them spots where everybody came past. You feel me? Like the state building by 7th Ave, like that for some reason attracted or more chicks came by there than on any other spot on 125th. So, and I you know what? And you mentioning that just really made me realize that. Like, you feel me? But yeah, man, it was a lot. It was a hell of a lot to unpack. You know, just in terms of him as a person, I just felt like he took one of those positions where it's like, yo, you're choosing to be the person that responds to things in a certain manner. So then it's like, you gotta wear what comes with it. So somebody like that, he's bound to get into controversy. He's bound to get into fights. He's bound to, you know, get into them situations because not only are you speaking your mind, but you also outside. And another thing you got to realize is that if people don't perceive you as a threat, then you're going to be more likely to get into those situations off of speaking your mind because people feel like, okay, I can't counter him speaking his mind, so I'm just going to... What happened?
You go.
Oh, so I'm just going to run down. You feel me? But what I will say is, like, you know, that's why it's a difference with somebody like me. 540 Dre was good. That's why it's a difference with somebody like me because I speak my mind. But you also know that there's a chance that if you see me and try anything, it's not going to go the way might not go the way you think it's going to go. You understand? That's why I've been in this culture since, 2010. And I ain't been touched yet. You feel me? I get threatened probably damn near every day. Ain't been touched yet. Even that had apologies in my DMs. Why? Because people know that when they see me, they're going to have to stand on whatever they say. You know what I mean? And it's always the same thing. It's always the same thing. Y'all seen the battle rapper that just threatened me a couple of days ago? You know? You think anything's going to happen when I see him? Nothing's going to happen from his end. You feel me? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an apology prior. Like, before I have to see him again. You understand? But, you know, if I don't, then I'm just have to, you know, see what the next event is he battling at and ask him in person. You feel me? But aside from that, man, when you take on that mantle of being the person who's going to be open and honest and you're going to clap back at everything, you got to be ready to defend yourself at all times. You got to be ready to defend yourself at all times, in person, whatever. Like, that's why you see a million blogs about him. You see all these different controversies and stuff with the grill and the Turk situation. Like, it's just so many different situations that is just like, and Norbes is outside. And that's one thing you got to give credit to, right? There's not just that Norbes is just talking crazy and just like doing it from his crib. Nah, he's pulling up to events. He's hosting events in different states and all that. Like, he's moving around like he untouchable. You understand? So, you know, you got to give him credit in that aspect too. You feel me? So, you know, but I definitely feel like he's rightfully owed some stuff. He's rightfully owed some stuff. You know, definitely in terms of finance. You know, so what's up? You just want to watch? Mm-hmm. You just want to be a fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it.
No problem.
You gonna donate to my super chat?
I think about it.
Yo, what kind of fan are you? Nah, I'm playing. But yeah, man. What's y'all thoughts on it, man? Let me get some more of y'all thoughts. Let me get some more of y'all comments on this whole situation. I don't want to just be me in here running my big mouth. You feel me? But I think it's just crazy. Like y'all, what is it? Y'all feel bad for Norbes? Do y'all feel like he's owed money? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Let's run through some of y'all thoughts real quick.
Yeah, I'm going back to it.
All right. Enjoy. Have fun.
It's mad cold.
Don't you? It made me look at Norbes differently. I was telling people how you felt about the situation and how you kind of look at him a little bit differently, despite having seen my stress with having to deal with his nonsense.
Nah, but
I didn't know he had that much impact. Yeah, he definitely had. His impact is undeniable at this point.
honestly, there would be no URL if it wasn't for Norbes.
Yeah, there would be no URL. Yep, you're right. You're right. I mean, even from
Norbes
down.
Because math definitely did start the process.
Yeah, being on that first call with him and Rex. You feel me? So I think he's gonna lose. He's not losing that one. He's not losing that one. This the thing, man. URL is not exactly the corporation. I mean, they are backed by caffeine right now, but
Nah, I'm saying.
yo, he said, "Nah, I'm saying" like 35,000 times. That was hilarious. But he's not gonna lose that one. He has a clear cut case. A clear cut case. You feel me? Like in terms of one, you got Smack saying that they're gonna come to a number and resolve it. That's indication number one that he will get paid. There's no denying it at this point. No denying whatsoever that he's going to get paid. You feel me? It just comes down to how much. You know what I mean? So he definitely not going to lose. B Littles, what's up? If Norbes made money off the URL brand throughout the years, then he has already been compensated. That is not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true because if that money for one doesn't come out of URL's pockets in terms of like they paying him, then that's not compensation. We may look at it as, oh, well, you was making money off their name, blah blah blah. No, that's not compensation. That don't count towards compensation. That's you moving around in terms of being able to use the brand as like when you see them on flyers, it says URL's own Norbes coming to host Backyard Battle League in Manitoba, Hawaii, something like that. Like, you feel me? Like, I get what you're saying, but in terms of him, and remember, he's at these events not just to get paid. He's at these events in order to scout talent for them. And he's not getting paid for services from URL. He might be getting paid by the league that he's going to, but again, for what he's doing in terms of going out and getting talent, he's not getting compensated by URL for that. So he has to receive that. So it seemed everybody was jealous of Norbes except Beasley at first. Chico, and again, being that I don't know Chico, I don't want to unfairly speak and say that he was jealous of dude, but I don't feel like Smack was jealous. I feel like Smack was just on some, like the dude said from the 48 Laws of Power, have somebody else putting all the work and take all the credit for it. Like, I feel like Smack was just on that type of time. You feel me? And Beasley don't even strike me as a jealous person because Beasley is one of them people that's more open to communication and everything and trying to get shit done. So you definitely can't tell me Beasley was jealous of Norbes. Beasley wasn't even doing like hosting events and stuff like that. Like, Beasley was more focused on the company itself. So I wouldn't think Beasley was jealous of Norbes at all. But so I don't know. So bootleggers should be compensated. I could have my own sponsor aside from the company pay. Wait, what you mean bootleggers should be compensated? Now we got to hear from Smack and Beezy. They looking kind of crazy. We definitely do. We definitely do. I feel like we definitely, for a situation like this, we need to hear. We need that untold truth with Smack and Beasley. That's what we might need. URL don't need the same thing. That's what lawyers are for. You're right. I definitely give you that. Nunu Nels had a lot to say. I don't know what Nunu Nels said because she has me blocked everywhere. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't care what she has to say. Like she is probably one of the most like I don't really consider her a factor in this whole situation. I just don't. Like she don't really hold no weight in my opinion. So we talking about the bosses. You understand, the people who actually like are putting up money into the company and things of that nature. So that's why I don't really like. I wouldn't even consider her like anybody to really even talk about in terms of that. For the lawsuit, yeah, but they not need to stay quiet. For the brand, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. For the brand, they definitely do have to speak up. They definitely do. Like, there's certain stuff they can speak on without damaging the case. So Thomas was good. Have Norbes ever brought the money he made at events that was charging battlers for opportunity to rap on a URL platform? Now, that's another thing we could get into. The thing with Norbes charging people to rap on URL. Here's the thing, right? If he's charging for his time, basically, if he's telling these guys up front, yo, you can pay me, but there's no guarantee that you're gonna go beyond this point, he's not wrong. He's not wrong because yes, he does have to feed his family, but you also, all you have to do in those type of situations, just make it clear, yo, you can pay for your spot, but don't think that this is a guarantee you're going to be URL big stage, because if you pay for a slot like that, you still have to do the work in terms of being good. You still have to be a great battler. You still have to show that star potential. And let me say this. I can't remember off top, but I'm pretty sure there were people that paid for Norbes' time, and then when they didn't get picked, they probably had like an outburst on social media or whatever. But you're not good. Like, what can you say? You understand? Or you might have just had a battle that was lackluster. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you can't get mad about that type of shit. Like that's what he's telling you. Like, if you choose to be on some, yo, I'll pay you to do this, then you have to know what comes with that. You have to know that this is not a guaranteed you're just going to be brought in because you paid somebody. No, that's not how that works. You feel me? Like, and I feel like that's honorable of him to at least say that, like, yo, and not be misleading, because there's people that are going to be misleading when they're in those positions. They're going to say, yo, pay me, and this, that, and the third is going to happen. Like dudes do with women sometimes. Have sex with me, and this, that, and the third is going to happen. And they don't follow through. And that's where the conflict comes from. No, if you set that precedence beforehand, set the tone, and say, yo, you're going to do this for me, I'm going to give you the shot. But I'm not going to guarantee you go further unless you absolutely show out. If he's telling people that, then he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong at all. You feel me? Mercy, would you do an untold truth? Hell yeah, I would. I definitely. But the thing with me is I talk a lot anyway. You feel me? Like I'm like an open book. So, I don't mind doing like interviews and shit like that. That shit ain't about nothing. I wonder if there's a battler that paid for a PG and eventually went big. But see, Norbes said that there is none of those guys. He said that everybody that's on URL that he brought to the table, he said them niggas didn't pay. And if they didn't pay, it's because he went about it in the way of seeing that they were stars early and grabbing them at the best time. You know what I mean? I can tell you this, no trap nigga paid. None of them. Not a single trap nigga paid to be on URL. You feel me? So, if that's the case, he has made not only money under the table, but URL's money that's uncounted for. What you mean URL's money that's uncounted for? Ghost Town. I'm not even gonna speak on that last one. And I don't, my thing is I don't talk about Shorty anyway because I don't, I just don't rock with her. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I try to make it a thing to not tear down, especially women. Like, I'm not gonna even create the energy to go back and forth with somebody that is a woman, and I don't rock with them. Like, for what? You feel me? So, what does Chico do for URL? Run the app. See, what Norbes was alluding to was that Chico was basically the guy in terms of the internet. So I don't know if maybe he's, controlling certain things in terms of the app. And you know what? What did he say that he said that Chico tried to do what? Was Chico helping with the Smack Tube thing or whatever? I remember Smack Tube. That shit was definitely a flop. Because the thing was, World Star was popping at the time. And it was like, the content that Smack was getting, it was really no need for it. Because everything was ending up on World Star. So you'll have niggas just sitting in front of their webcams. Like when you have the Joe Budden incident, right? Where Joe Budden get punched in his face by son from the Wu-Tang Clan. You're not going to get a camera to get that Joe Budden content because he had already went on the webcam on Ustream and put out, his feelings about the whole situation. So at this point, you don't really need Smack. So and I think that's another reason that Smack got away from doing the content with all the celebrities and the rappers and just sticking to battle rap. You know what I mean? Like with the way the internet was moving, they had Ustream, they had Justin TV, Blog TV, and all these other websites that people was using to stream and everything. So at this point, there was no need to be running around with a camera trying to get interviews with people. So this is when phones are starting to have cameras and things of that nature. So, especially now, like, it's damn near no point in interviewing people because guess what? When people are involved in some controversy, you know what they're going to do? They're going to turn on their phone instantly. Like, they're not waiting days and months and shit like that. No. Instantly. Oh, this person is saying this stuff about me. They getting millions of views. Let me turn on my camera, go to Instagram, and go live and respond to that. What do you need somebody putting up with a camera for? You feel me? So, what do you think about P? No Mercy shaking the head on tape. Nah, P is my guy. Like I said, in terms of what he was saying on the tape, I might have to listen again because I couldn't hear everything that P was saying. I think Chris probably should have transcribed it or something like that. But what I heard for the most part was just him acknowledging that they're not really moving with Norbes and that Norbes is doing his own separate thing. Remember, at the time that Norbes was quote unquote, being fired or whatever, Norbes had like a Born Legacy event coming up, and the URL and P and all of them were doing the Crucible, so they were pretty much phasing out the PG. So I think that's partially why that conversation happened, because he probably was just letting Truffaut know that, like, yo, what he's going to be doing on his side is going to be separate from what we're doing, so. But before the firing, I think I did remember hearing something like that from somebody. I forgot from who. But I definitely remember it seemed like, Norbes was starting to drift away from URL, and it seemed like, everybody was pretty much going their separate ways and stuff. So, I didn't really consider it talking dirty, but like I said, I have to go back and hear what was being said. But I didn't really hear nothing. Like, that was what I got from that voice clip. So, money that was unaccounted for is the money from the events on small leagues that was put together for URL Scotland. Do you believe Norbes broke down that money with Beasley and Smack? Hell no. If you're meaning in terms of like him going to small leagues and hosting, Norbes would get a hosting fee. He gets a hosting fee. He doesn't get the door and that type of shit. And I mean, if the leagues agree to split the door with Norbes, then that's what they agree to do on their own. That goes in Norbes' pocket. That's not them agreeing to split the door with URL. That's what you got to realize. There's two different things. There's splitting the door with Norbes and splitting the door with URL. I think there were certain events that URL did in conjunction with other leagues where they might have split the door. But that's two different things when you split the door, when you agree to split the door with URL and you agree to do that with Norbes. So and Norbes don't have to break them off, especially if he's not getting a salary or nothing like that. You understand? Norbes is able to make those kind of deals on his own. Is Harry still with URL? I do not believe so. Nah, he can't be with URL because Caffeine is putting up all the bread now. So they're not going to have an outside investor or nothing like that. Shit, they probably could have put Harry on the board for Caffeine or something, but the way Norbes is making it seem like Harry is probably one of the people who wouldn't be with that. Like he don't want the complex shit with it. Like he just wanted to be able to put up his money, get his money back, and then that just be it. You feel what I'm saying? So Harry was definitely tired of taking L's. He definitely was. You feel me? That's the thing, man. This whole Caffeine situation, that shit, man, that opened the floodgates for a whole lot of shit. You feel me? Like, but and even like you got Norbes and Harry who might have been cut from the equation. You got to think about Avo and Twiz. Like, shit changes. Shit changes when you attach to a corporate company like that. So it's like, what really can you say? That's part of the elevation. There's going to be certain things that's needed and certain things that's not going to be needed. And it's when stuff like that happens, it shows you what the bottom line was. And if you look at the Caffeine thing and who's with URL now, in terms of the big guys, who is it? It's Chico, Beasley, and Smack. So if they was able to cut off Norbes that easily, that's another thing. That kind of makes you question, like, yo, how much did they really consider him in the situation? You understand what I'm saying? So, but this is all, let me tell you, this thing with Norbes and everything, this is really part of what I could say, tying up loose ends. You understand? At this point, Norbes is a loose end that have to be tied up for them to be able to move on. So they're going to have to figure it out in court, figure out how much they're going to have to pay him, and then they just got to keep it moving from there. You understand? The same with Avo, same with Twiz. Like, it's like, what more can you do? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, I just wanted to come discuss that real quick. Pyro, my guy, what's going on? But yeah, it was definitely an interesting interview. I'm definitely going to go back and watch certain parts to get, just a better understanding of certain things and how certain things played out. Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I do want to hear that P audio again to see what's up. But do I think Norbes will win? Yes. Norbes will definitely, he's going to get compensated something. And like I said, based on what he said in terms of Smack, in terms of, yo, we're going to come to a number, he believes that a number is owed. From there, the point is just how much. You know what I mean? So Norbes put his offer out, $40 million. He said that they sent the counter offer. They didn't approve it. Now Norbes talking about he won everything. You know what I mean? So I wonder why Harry was sitting there hungry and he a millionaire. You could tell what they was doing to Harry. Yeah, I mean, when it's a business, it's like, what do you really expect? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't want to say they were just using him for his money, but it's kind of like, I mean, if that was the case, then what more can you say? You understand? What you think Smack gonna sit up there on some, yo, Harry, what you want to eat? Like, he's not doing that. Smack trying to make sure people could cater to him and shit. You feel me? So I don't feel like he's one of those people that's gonna try to, cater to somebody else. So that's the case. Then he doesn't have a case because they only have a verbal agreement. Verbal agreements work in court too. But this is the thing. Belittles. Only Norbes got a case. He can prove that he was sponsored or invested his own money. It's not, which I gotta stop limiting y'all thinking to when it comes to cases. It's just that it's about money. It's not just about money. It's not just about money. Like, when you talking about what you contributed to a company, it's no different. All right, writing credits on a song, right? If you write a single sentence on a song, you get paid, right? Like, if you wrote a single bar, a single melody, you're entitled to payment. Why? Because you're part of the creator for it. So you get a certain percentage of the song. It's no different. It's no different. If URL has all of this talent that's on their platform, and 90% of it came from Norbes finding them, he has a case. He has a case. Whether you like the man or not, he has a case. He brought them what's getting them paid, which is their talent. So once you go through all the videos and let's say Chess vs. Geechee, right? 1 million views. These are two artists that were brought in by Norbes. He gets a piece of that. So, and these are things that have to be looked at as well, because you remember they're monetizing on YouTube. So they're going to look at the people that Norbes brought in. They're going to look at the views. They're going to look at how much money the views were bringing in. And let's just say, right? Let's say the Caffeine deal. Hey, let's say Caffeine brought URL in with them based off of what they seen in terms of numbers wise, right? If through chain of events, if Norbes can prove that he's responsible for some of those numbers, oh yeah, he got a case. And when you have interviews of people saying, yeah, Norbes brought me in, that's all you need. That's all you need. So don't think that when it comes to this type of shit, that is just about money. It's not just about money when it comes to compensation and what you bring to the table. No, it's not just about money. It's not. You feel me? Something simple as drawing a logo, things of that nature, that all factors in. Norbes volunteered services just like Harry spent his money. Nope. Wrong again. Nope, that's not volunteer work. Definitely not volunteer work. If Harry was spending all that money, he must have at least some ownership of the URL. Here's the thing. If you're an investor, then your title is different. It's not ownership because you're invested. So from what they were saying about Harry was putting up money and then getting money back. So if you're an investor, then you're not specifically a partner. You in a company like that, you have what's considered a seat on the board because you're putting up money to fund what's going on. But at the same time, your kickback is the money that, you invested into, particular events or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's not the same as ownership. Right? If you prove to be a partner, the money follows. Just prove your worth. And that's all he gotta do. That's all you gotta do. That's not like volunteer work. That's not volunteer work. And then even if you say it's volunteer work, it's the volunteer work that was at the root of the company being built. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're gonna have to. Yeah, I think now they're doing a lot of stuff in writing. They're doing a lot of stuff in writing because they even every dollar that gets paid out, it has to be a tax form filled out with it. You understand? P even said this on the when he did the interview with Hip Hop Is Real about the certified shooter situation. They said that they'd pay him, but he got to fill out the tax form. You understand? And even when artists get booked, when they get deposits and stuff like that from URL, it's a tax form that got to be filled out. So they're not cutting no more corners with that. You know what I mean? So what was his compensation agreement from day one? It is no. I don't think there's a compensation agreement. You could tell they definitely didn't fill one of those out. But again, that belittles. Let me tell you like this. Just watch how this plays out. Just watch how this plays out. Remember every question that you're asking me, and then watch how it plays out. And then look at your questions again and see how big or how little of a factor those things are. I'm telling you, just watch. Just watch. Just watch. I think they're gonna settle. I mean, that would be the best in the best interest of URL. But if they're trying to settle with a number that Norbes is not happy with, then it's like, what do you expect? They want paperwork now. I wonder why. Well, they need everything. When you're dealing with a corporate company, everything has to be backed by paperwork. You feel me? So like everything is not a let's come up with a number. Next day we moved on Twitter. They already settled. What you mean, North? They already settled, or this wouldn't have came out. I don't know. And you know what? Part of me was thinking that, but part of me was also thinking like, because this is what I think, right? They agreed that he should be compensated. They agreed that he should be compensated, but I don't think they came to a number that should be, that should be came to. So, can't say, but I know someone who told me already. Can't say the number. That's interesting. 3. That's a big drop from 40. That's a big drop from 40. You feel me? Hopefully this don't jeopardize it. You feel me? But I mean, shit. If that's what he did get, then yeah, you definitely might want to. But shit, I know now. So you feel me? But let's see. Let's see what the public what the public version of this is going to be in terms of like Smack and Beasley. Let's see what they gonna do. You feel me? Who owns KOTD, Organic and Gully? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure how that goes with them. I haven't looked into it, but he was a glorified consultant, and the 40 was more like ask for a car, and your parents got you a bike, shoot for the moon. Yeah, you're right about that. You definitely go for the highest possible thing that you think you can get, and then settle from there. So because it's like the number that you said, right? It's like, suppose he asks for that, then he gets to get super lowballed. You feel what I'm saying? Like niggas might have told him, here we can't give you that, but here's 500,000. You think he gonna take 500 racks for all that work he put in? Hell no. You feel me? So I definitely agree with you there. Being that you're a battle rap league owner, if subpoenaed to testify in order to provide insight, would you testify? No. Nope. I'm not getting in the middle of that. Never. I am not getting in the middle of that one. That's too messy for me. That is too messy of a situation. So, nah. Nope. I ain't been in the courtroom since I was 16. And that was because I got what did I get? I got a summons for hopping a train or something like that. And what the judge was like, yo, don't get in trouble until you're 18. No, judge said don't get in trouble for the next 6 months, and we'll expunge it from your record. And I was like, oh, okay. Nigga, I was scared as hell going to court for that summons because that was my first time. I had never been to court before. And when I went, and you waiting to be called up to stand and everything, and you're seeing like people go through some like real situations, like and judge called me up. I'm like, I'm sitting up here all suited up and stuff like that, and the judge called me up to the court and tell me, hey, Mr. Reed, you were caught hopping the train, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yes. I just admitted it. Asked me how old I was, if I was in school, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm in school. And he was like, okay, just do me a favor. Don't get in trouble for the next 6 months, and this will be expunged from your record. There won't be no jail time or nothing like that, and you're good to go. That shit was like not even 2 minutes. You feel me? So, but that was my only time being in court. Like I ain't even did jury duty before. You feel me? Hopefully they don't find out. You know what I mean? I kind of, jury duty. Let me shut up. But yeah, I never even did jury duty. So I stay away from the courtrooms, man. That's the last place I want to be. You feel me? So but yeah, man. I just wanted to come and chop it up about this real quick. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We're gonna be back here tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. How I do. I just wanted to come touch on this topic, because I know it's something that everybody was talking about. For those of y'all that thought the video got flagged, it is back up. You feel me? So y'all can go watch it, check it out, and we'll be back, man. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Y'all know what time it is. No Mercy, Trap New York shit. NoMercyTV.com. I'll be back soon. I'm out. Oh, before I go, make sure y'all head over to the Trap New York. We just dropped a fire battle. Be the MC versus Skills. I know people probably done seen the thumbnail and seen that they two people that they don't recognize, but let me tell you, both of these guys are fire. And y'all need to go and watch that battle. Comment, let me know who y'all think won. We got a poll up on the Trap New York community page, so you can vote for who you think won. We're going to be doing that for all our battles from now on. And so, go check that battle out. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll holler at y'all soon, man. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm out of here.